Hey guys, kinda Sneaky here. Okay, so we've been having a lot of questions recently. I just want to make a semi-quick video to go over some things that I've been trying to really implement myself, and I've seen a huge difference since I've kind of converted to this new system of efficiency. Right, whenever I get onto the game, and whenever I'm actually playing and have a system set, kind of like your daily system, right? When you wake up, what do you get done throughout the day? How do you do it more efficiently to be obviously more successful throughout your day, right? Been reading a few books here and there. I mean, it's kind of like helped me out just in general in real life and in the game as well. I mean, surprisingly. So, and I've also been having a lot of questions about it and people wanting me to kind of go over these things. So I'm going to go ahead and um, start off by saying this video is geared towards, I would say, the newer players, the less experienced players, but also people who have played for a long time and still are having issues with efficiency and making a lot of currency throughout the league, right, day to day, depending on your amount of game time, right? So basically, first things first, when you start the league off, right, what's the first thing you do? Do you plan ahead of time? Do you really interpret and read through all the patch notes? Um, do you really go through the patch notes and figure out, okay, this is what I played, this is what worked last league. Has anything changed with that? I really like this build. It was a good league start. Or even if it wasn't your league start, or you think of something that, okay, I'm gonna play that next league. You look at the patch notes, right? When the new patch notes come out for the new league or whatever it may be, you read through them, right? And you kind of decide, you decipher it, right? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and tell you right now. One of the best league starters is a miner, like a saboteur, right? Saboteur. Um, Main reason being is it's super quick, super easy to scale, runs through, the storyline with pretty much ease, with little to no gear or investment. And then it just scales up real well at a on a budget to end game. And here's the thing: is most people want to play something they enjoy. Me personally, I really do not. I really do not enjoy playing a miner, right? But will I league start with one and play it for 1 week, clear my atlas, get a ton of currency real quick, be able to do all content really, really nice and easily, and save that currency that I'm making for a new build rather than playing a build that doesn't scale well early on in the league without an incredible or big investment into the build, right? So, oh wow, I can't do, tier 14s yet because I must need this enlighten level 4 to put this on for this to work. My man is having troubles needing enlighten level 4. Oh, I need this helm enchant. I need these specific pieces of gear. Whereas Sabo is like with miners, you can pretty much just shoot right to the top without having to really deal with all of that. Obviously, you can min max it incredibly well and make it a lot more stronger. But what you can do instead is just get there real quick, beat everyone else to the spot, right? You want to be ahead of the curve at the start of the league. That is the number one thing. The people, okay, I get a lot of questions. How did people get headhunters within the first few days or first week of the league starting? They get ahead of the curve. By doing this, you control those high end markets early on, right? Um, Another thing is, when you when you get to mapping with that build, you a lot of questions are, okay, well, everyone's got to do the same thing, right? You have to complete the atlas first, pretty much. You got to go through the atlas. You got to complete most of it anyways. But it's about being efficient. Party play is a good thing, but not party play whereas as in you guys are in a party running the same map in the same hideout. The best way to go about this would be you guys are all in a party, but you're at your own hideout running all of these specific maps. Like, let's say we're starting out, right? I'm gonna be running War. I got 4 people in my party, right? I'm running Wharf. He's running Jungle Valley. Another one's running Pier. Another one's running Beach. Boom. Okay. Wharf boss ready. Guys, come kill boss. Okay, boom. Like everyone gets to the boss pretty much. Drops a portal, right? Boom. Wharf map. Everyone comes. Boom. Jungle Valley. Everyone comes. Boom. Pier. Boom. Beach. 4 done right away. On to the next. You know what I mean? I mean, you're gonna get unlucky. You're gonna have to farm certain maps, but at the same time, when you got multiple people farming these maps, they can trade you. Just work as a team. Party play is so incredible. Like if like group play in one map, for whatever reason, GGG just doesn't like and can't optimize properly because of the speed of the game and the game mechanics in itself. It's just an aura bot's fine, curse bot's fine, but when you add all these extra skills and abilities and stuff like that, and everyone's shredding through the map with these insane, graphics and stuff like that, anyways, we're getting a little off topic here. So main thing is efficiency with completing the atlas early on, right? Make builds that can fly through this, no problem. Once we go ahead and do that, once we get to pretty much most of our, like 100, pretty much over 100 map completion, then you can start kind of caring less about that and going more for the end game type gear, bossing and stuff like that, right? You just want to get the atlas out of the way as quick as possible, or at least get high enough through the atlas tier, whatever the bonus objective is, so that you can properly farm maps without having to buy any or whatever. But let's say you're going to specifically target farm burial chambers, right? Complete your atlas first and foremost, then stack up some burial chambers. You're probably going to have to run other maps until you get a decent amount of burials, right? You're not going to fully sustain them, but what you can do is flip the other maps you're selling. Early league, people are buying maps like no other for a completion. Like no other. You just flip them. I mean, burial chambers is going to be more expensive, but think about it. You might be getting 10 other maps or more to every one burial chambers, right? So if you're target farming burial chambers, just constantly have those other maps up for sale. You're going to be selling 10 of those and easily paying for the return to buy burial chambers. I mean, it ends up working out once you do it this way. You can see how it would end up working out in your favor, right? And these guys are running maps that for over completion, right? Whereas they have no opportunity of getting a card drop that's 1/8 of a headhunter. But so yeah, complete atlas. Okay, we're gonna run it back real quick. Think and theory craft and pay attention to the new league mechanics and the nerfs and the buffs to certain skills, ability, what's being added. Okay, if you need friends help, if you know someone experienced with the game, maybe they can help you out. Best bet, run a miner or something like that, right? Something that clears well once again and can push endgame quick, right? So once you do that, complete atlas, try to get a group play going to get all of your atlas bonus complete as quick as possible. Then after that, once you get to the point where you're target farming a map, right? Let's say you're target farming burials, right? You're going to go at the start of the day, whatever you do. This is all about efficiency here, okay? You go burial chambers, boom, 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 boom. Take them all out, right? Depending on how many you're going to run, right? If you don't have any, buy them, whatever you're doing, okay? Take them out. Chisel them all. Get them all chiseled. Alch them all, right? It's just simply rolling maps, right? If you can't do reflect maps, re-roll them. If you can't do no region maps, re-roll them. Just get them all set. It shouldn't take more than 5 to 10 minutes to roll all your maps out for the day. Say you're planning on running, you have 5 hours to play. You plan on running 40 to 50 maps, right? Most people aren't going to be able to run 40 to 50 burial chambers in 5 hours. Doesn't seem like a lot. It doesn't really like register in your head that that's like a good amount until you actually get 40 or 50 burial chambers in here and you run each individual one and you look at the time, right? It's noon, 12 or whatever. You're playing until, I don't know, let's say 4 or 5, right? Most people don't realize how inefficient they're actually playing. Okay, if you look at people who make a mirror a day or 5 mirrors a week, That's because they're being so efficient with their build. Now, if you're playing a miner, you're doing something right, League Star, right? Like I said, you don't have to stick with a miner, but what you're trying to do is um, play something for a little bit, and it's not terrible, right? I don't hate miners. Like, I can play one to farm. Like, it's fun farming currency faster than other people, right? But after a week of playing that one build, you'll have way more currency than you think you're gonna have, and you're gonna be able to make the build you want to play with a headhunter and stuff like that. Anyways, roll out your maps, right? You don't really have to corrupt them. I usually don't, depending on what maps I'm running. Anyways, as I was saying, just get them all set up for the day, right? 40 burial chambers or whatever. When you wake up, have an idea, have a process of what you're going to do. Make it a daily routine, or if not daily, if you don't play daily, make it a routine where you're doing it every time you're playing PoE to be more efficient. Once you get in this little groove, you stop thinking about it, and it becomes even more efficient, because you're not sitting there. Okay, what do I do next again? What do I do? What should I do next again? That's what I see a lot of people doing when they're playing. Is let's go to our map tab. We just ran. Let's run. Arid Lake. Let's run this next. Pulls that out. Takes a few minutes. You could have already ran 4 burial chambers in the time this guy just rolled one map. Okay. Basically, what I'm saying is just be efficient, right? And by doing that, we're showing how you can do that. Another thing, if you're sextoning, right, which end game you want to be able to sexton pretty much every zone. What you do is you roll already pre-rolled them all, right? Basically, what you do, you roll all of your watch stones in all of your zones, right? Just roll them all with pack size. This is going to be more efficient, and it's going to be, honestly, it's such a quality of life thing in this game that they added before the watchstones and the new Atlas. You can roll them all with extra pack size like I have, okay? When, let's say you're target farming burials, right? You're only using these watchstones right here. Let's say you run out of them, right? Take them out. Put in 4 other ones, right? Just throw those in. There's no more rolling. You're making everything quicker and more efficient throughout the day, right? And then you just go. You just go into the next map. It's already rolled. Everything's already rolled. And you can do that. How many? I mean, that's like 40 maps of sextants right there, if not more. Right? So that's just a few tips, right, of how you can be more efficient throughout the day. I've figured out that I made 162 exalts yesterday. I keep kind of troubleshooting things, seeing what I can do different, seeing how other people do it. I'm taking tips as well, but I kind of want to share it with the community just so you guys get a feel for it. And if you guys are struggling to make a lot of currency throughout the day and you think it's your build, or you think you're doing something wrong, or you think you're doing everything right, I'm trying to tell you this has been working for me, and I've been playing for a long time, right? I would get on with no real plan. Open up a notepad, right? Open up a text document on your computer and even write or type these things out, right? Step by step. I'm going to do this to start. I'm going to do this, right? This league, it's all about, you get simulacrum splinters, right? These things, every 300 splinters you get from running maps, you get a full simulacrum that you can run. Excuse me. So I have this planned out, right? In the text document. Okay, I'm going to roll on my maps. I'm going to run these maps. Once I get 3 full simulacrums, I'm going to go back to back to back, run all those 3 simulacrums, then right back to mapping, right? Or I'm going to look at your fragment tab, right? Okay, I'm going to run maps till I get 3 simulacrums, run those back to back to back. I also have a Cyrus ready, so I'm going to run Cyrus right after that. After that, I'm going to run 3 Uber Elders because I have full 3 Uber Elder sets. Instead of thinking about what you're going to do after everything you do, you already know what you're going to do next. It's incredible how much you can get done in game and in real life when you actually think about it that way and set out a plan for it, right? So after that, right, there is other ways. This is if you are, let's say, if you are farming for a headhunter, right? If you want a headhunter as quick as possible, This is what I recommend, exactly what I'm telling you to do. At the start of the league, into the league, end of the league, let's say you're somehow still poor, or let's just say you're poor in general in the game, right? This is what you're going to do, or this is what you're not going to, you shouldn't do. You shouldn't go on Path of Exile trade and go buy, or yeah, go buy a bunch of stacked decks with the currency you have and gamble to make profit. You're not going to go and buy a bunch of Chevron's wrappings, and corrupt them to try and make profit for a headhunter. You're not going to go buy a ton of Call of the Brotherhoods and corrupt them all to try and make profit. Gambling isn't efficient. Okay, that's something you can definitely do to have fun and make a lot of profit or lose some. I've honestly lost a lot more than I've made recently, but it's something to do with your kind of like currency. Once you have your build like set up to where you're not relying on everything, because it feels really bad when you take the 50 exalts you have saved up for a headhunter. You take those exalts and say, okay, let's try and get a headhunter now. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna blow those 50 exalts on 25 Call the Brotherhoods or something. We're gonna corrupt all of them, and the next thing you know, you hit nothing good, and now all of a sudden you need you know, you're 25 exalts short from what you had to begin with, right? You might hit something good, but this is not what I recommend on doing if you're target farming for something, right? Gambling is something you should definitely do once you have everything set in place with your build and you're satisfied. But main importance of this video is just to show that you can literally just pick a good clear build to league start with, or to play in general. A lot of people just play builds they like, but they don't realize that this game is very fast paced in its current state, and a lot of people don't realize. I had a lot of people complain about their build, like, oh, I love this build, but I just wish it would clear better. Say, hey, try this build out. Like, and they a lot of them tell me, I don't think I'll like it. I'm just, hey, try it out. It's clear as insane, right? It's whatever. Try it out, and they go and try it out, and they're like, wow, it's super fun, because the faster you go in this game, the faster you clear in this game, the more efficient you are in this game, the more fun you're gonna have. Most importantly, so it was just a little video here to kind of explain what you should and shouldn't do from the start of the league towards the end. Don't buy a target farm a lot of burials. By being efficient, setting a daily plan, or plan every day that you do play ahead of time. Get your maps in order, get your Atlas objective sextants in order, get your prophecies in order if you're running them, get your scarabs or fragments ready to go, just so you're in and out of maps as quick as possible. Don't go and don't go involve a bunch of expensive items hoping to make profit. If you're going for an expensive item in general, don't go buy a bunch of Cortex maps hoping to get a bunch of bottled fates. Just be efficient and you'll have more fun. So thanks for checking this video out. If you guys have any questions or concerns, or just want to comment, and yeah, like if you have any questions about your current build, or if I think you should change something about it, or what any if I have any comments about it, just let me know. And thank you guys so much for tuning in. Alrighty, thanks.